What do socialism, liberalism, conservatism, and anarchism have in common? They're all political ideologies, different ways of thinking about how societies should be organized and governed. In this video, we're going to explore political ideologies that have shaped the modern world. We'll look at what each stands for, where it came from, and why it still matters today. Let's start with liberalism. At its core, liberalism is all about individual freedom. It first emerged in Enlightenment-era Europe, when thinkers began arguing that people should have rights to speak freely, to own property, to participate in government. Over time, liberalism evolved. Some versions focus more on free markets and keeping government interference to a minimum. This is known as classical liberalism. Others, often called social liberalism, believe that the government should step in to provide healthcare, education, and social safety nets to ensure fairness and opportunity. Next is conservatism. This ideology values tradition, order, and stability. It really took shape as a reaction to the rapid changes brought by events like the French Revolution. Conservatives tend to believe that sudden change can be dangerous and that institutions like family, religion, and national identity should be preserved. While some conservatives focus on cultural and social values, others emphasize fiscal responsibility, wanting smaller government and lower taxes. Then there's socialism, which emerged during the Industrial Revolution in response to the harsh conditions faced by workers. Socialists argue that the economy should serve the needs of the many, not just the wealthy few. That means public ownership of key industries, wealth redistribution, and strong social programs like universal health care and free education. There are different kinds of socialism, too. Democratic socialists want to achieve these goals through elections and reforms. Others, following Marxist ideas, believe that real change requires a complete overhaul of the capitalist system. Now, communism is a more radical offshoot of socialism. It comes from the writings of Karl Marx, who imagined a world without classes or states, where all property is shared and everyone works for the common good. In theory, it's a utopia. But in practice, countries that tried communism, like the Soviet Union and Maoist China, often ended up with authoritarian governments that didn't reflect Marx's original vision. Fascism, on the other hand, is almost the opposite. It's an extreme, far-right ideology that puts the nation, or a particular race or group, above all else. It rejects democracy, glorifies military strength, and demands absolute loyalty to a strong leader. Fascist regimes like Nazi Germany and Mussolini's Italy used propaganda, censorship, and violence to maintain control. Now, here's an ideology that surprises some people: anarchism. Despite the name, it's not about chaos. Anarchists believe that people can live together peacefully without governments or hierarchies. They see the state as a source of oppression. Instead, they support voluntary cooperation and mutual aid. Some anarchists lean left, envisioning communities that share everything. Others lean right, believing in free markets without state interference. Environmentalism, or green politics, is a more modern ideology focused on sustainability and protecting the planet. It often overlaps with other ideologies, like socialism or liberalism, but its core concern is the environment. Green thinkers advocate for renewable energy, climate action, social justice, and grassroots democracy. Some want government regulation, others prefer community-led solutions. Either way, the goal is to live in balance with nature. Nationalism centers on the belief that a group of people who share a common culture, language, or history should govern themselves. It can be unifying, like when a nation seeks independence, but it can also turn divisive when it defines us versus them. Civic nationalism is more inclusive, focusing on shared values and citizenship. Ethnic nationalism is more exclusive, based on ancestry or ethnicity. Libertarianism takes the idea of individual freedom to the max. Libertarians want minimal government, low taxes, and as much personal choice as possible. They believe people should be free to live their lives as they see fit, as long as they don't harm others. Some lean right, supporting free markets and private property. Others lean left, emphasizing voluntary cooperation and opposing both government and corporate power. Finally, we have centrism or moderatism. This isn't a strict ideology like the others. Centrists try to balance different viewpoints and avoid extremes. They might support liberal economic policies but conservative social values, or vice versa. Centrists value compromise, practicality, and gradual change over radical shifts. So, there you have it, a tour through the world's major political ideologies. Each one offers a different answer to the same big questions. Who should have power? How should we live together? And what does a fair society look like? Understanding these ideologies helps us make sense of elections, protests, debates, and the world around us. And while no single ideology has all the answers, knowing what they stand for helps us ask better questions.